I'm Reverend Skip Jennings, and it's my honor and privilege to welcome you into this space. And Facebook family, hello, and you're welcomed as well. Here at CSL, we have 7 core values, and they are love, healing, oneness, abundance, spiritual growth, service, and diversity. And today we're focusing on healing. As a healing practitioner and a healing shaman, which I do some shamanic work, I always ask my clients when they come to see me, will you be made whole? Now, listen, there's nothing to be made whole here because you are complete and whole, you're spiritual beings. But sometimes we have to align our minds with our spirits. So we give ourselves permission to be healed or to be made whole. So as you see here, we have our sound bowl here, and one of the tools I use is a crystal sound bowl. We have the color orange here, which is connected to our sacral chakra, and that's where our creativity comes from, our emotions. It allows us to tap into intimacy, our sexuality. So this area here can feel stuck sometimes, especially around the holidays. And it is the holidays, and happy last day of Hanukkah. So we're celebrating a lot. So what we're going to do today, we're just going to do an experiment. We're going to experience healing. So what I want you to do is to close your eyes, bring your hands onto your heart. So you're touching your heart because that's where divine love lives. And I want you to breathe through the belly button. And as you hear this sound, this letter D, it's going to activate healing within you. So just begin to just follow your breath and breathe. Each sound resonates each cell of the body for healing. Each sound comes from a place from within that's allowing ourselves to heal. Our emotions, opening up the door of creativity, intimacy, sexuality, allowing ourselves to heal in this moment, allowing things to be revealed that no longer serves us, that stands in a way from us feeling whole and complete. Again, we continue to give ourselves permission to heal, to feel the wholeness of who we are. We are connected to an inner peace, vibrating here and now. And slowly open up your eyes and come back into this space here. On January 1st, we're going to have a healing meditation and yoga retreat from 10 to 2, 4 hours. If you want to start off your new year with setting intentions to feel completely whole, I want to invite you to come out and join me New Year's Day. It's a Saturday. Come out and just experience what healing's all about. Our core value today is healing. Thank you, namaste.
Happy Hanukkah Solstice. And a Festivus for the rest of us. CSL is part of a global organization with over 500 centers worldwide. We are a spiritual community that honors all religions and all faiths, and that's because we know there's no wrong way to worship, whether you're lighting a candle, repeating a mantra, or offering a prayer. We respect and honor any way that draws us each individually to spirit and to love, and so we celebrate the diversity in religious practices this morning with our ceremony called the Flames of Faith. The candle is lit for the Tao, to honor the universal path of harmony, the natural way. The candle is lit for the shamanic traditions, honoring the belief and practices of all indigenous peoples worldwide. The candle is lit for Hinduism, to honor the spiritual path of devotion and the variety of religious icons and deities. The candle is lit for Judaism, to honor the path of sacred law. The candle is lit for Buddhism, to honor the Four Noble Truths and the way of compassion. The candle is lit for Christianity, to honor the Christ consciousness that lives in all of us. The candle is lit for Islam, to honor the path of peaceful submission to the will of God. The candle is lit for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, to honor the path of unity. And the candle is lit for our own faith, which we call New Thought, to honor the metaphysical path and the practice of universal spiritual principles. And finally, the most important candle is lit for peace, and for the peaceful acceptance of all faiths and spiritual practices worldwide. All right, boys and girls, listen up, because I've got stories for you today. Stories that will inspire you and replenish your faith, stories that will make you laugh, and one story that's going to make you go, I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe is he making that up? Did that really happen? So be prepared. First up is the story of Iba Jaru, a young Hindu woman that I met a few years ago. Iba Jaru has a gift, one that she was born with. She acts as a medium between worlds, between life and spirit and life and form. I met her through a Balinese friend of mine who goes to her for spiritual guidance, and so she became highly recommended to me. Now, unlike the storefront psychics, Iba Jaru does not advertise or promote herself in any way. In fact, we had to drive a couple of hours through the jungle just to get to her house, way off the beaten path. This is not a place you'd live if you want people to find you. She lives in a compound, which is customary for the Balinese. There are several houses surrounding a family temple, which is the most ornate and the best kept on the property. Now, these people are not wealthy, so when I say compound, it's not like they're large houses. Think tiny houses. That would be the comparison for an American home. Now, you get the picture. Iba Jaru is a short woman. She's only about 5 feet tall, and if I had to guess, I'd say she's probably 40. She doesn't speak a word of English. She only speaks her native tongue, and so I brought an interpreter with me. She requires that when you visit her that you be dressed in traditional Balinese temple wear, and for a man that is a sarong and a sash and an udong, which is the head covering for men. And after a brief introduction to her, she retreats into the family temple to pray while I sit outside on the steps. Now, I can hear her pray because she's praying out loud. Of course, I can't understand what she's saying because she speaks her native tongue, Balinese. But every once in a while she's speaking this, I can hear her say, Chris Michaels, my name. So about after 10 minutes of prayer, she comes out, she sits directly in front of me, and through an interpreter asks, what do you want to know? And I said, you tell me. You tell me. So here's the thing. I'm a little suspicious of people like this. I mean, I don't trust that she's the real deal, even though my Balinese friend vouched for her. I mean, I get it. I'm a good metaphysician. I get it. There's only one mind. I know that. And I know that some people have the capacity to tap into that one mind and read your consciousness. But I'm not sure about Iba Jaru yet. So I wasn't willing to tell her anything but just my name. That's all she knew. That didn't seem to bother her, so she kept looking at me, and she started talking, and after a few sentences, the interpreter would then speak to me in English. And this is what she said. She said, first of all, you are a holy man, and in Balinese, that is the term for spiritual leader. And she says, many people come to you. She says, many, hundreds of people come to you all the time, depending upon your faith. She said, if you lived here in Bali, you would be considered a high priest, one of the wisest. And so I'm just listening to her with my poker face, not admitting anything to her. And then she smiled and she looked at me and she said, you have a goddess that lives with you and sort of watches over you from behind. She said she's very beautiful, and that's why you're so particular about your appearance. The goddess must be kept well. Now, clearly she got that wrong, because you know me, I could care less about what I'm wearing. I mean, I just threw this together for today. I don't know nothing about no goddess. Anyway, after a while, she asked me if I had any questions. And I said, actually, I do. I have only one question. When can I retire? And she did that. She laughed out loud. And I said, no, I'm not kidding. I'm getting tired. When can I retire? And she paused for a minute and she said, God says no. So I paid her a little more than her asking fee, which was outrageous, 200,000 rupiah, $14. But before I left, I said, you know, I'm just curious about your process. Tell me how you know these things about me. And she said, it's really simple. I do my prayers, and I ask God to tell me the truth about you. And she said, and then God whispers in my ear. Now, here's the truth about you. God whispers in your ear too. The only question is, are you listening? In our book of the month, 7,000 Ways to Listen, the author, Mark Nepo, says this: at every turn in every day, we are presented with angels in 1,000 guises. There is no right or wrong way to go, and only your heart can find the appointments you are born to keep. The appointments you are born to keep is your soul's assignment here on this earth. It is what you came to be, and it is matched perfectly by the gifts and the unique talents that your Creator gave you before you arrived. The angels in 1,000 guises that he speaks about is the people that you meet along the way on your spiritual path through this world, your guidance system. Whether it's a waiter in a restaurant that says something so profound that it changes the direction of your life, or a friend or a spouse who holds you to a higher standard, they are here for you. They are signposts along the way, outward demonstrations of your own intuition. You see, you know more than you think. You have resources you're not using. You pretend to be your screwed up little self, wandering through life, going from one thing to another, messing this up and getting this right and wondering what it all means. That's not who you are. You're a sacred being, an expression and an experience of spirit, and you're being called into greatness right now. And the only question is, are you hearing the call? Are you listening? Story number 2. When I was a little boy being dragged from town to town and school to school by parents who didn't know how to parent, every year I was the new kid in school. Literally every year. I went to so many different schools, I can't even tell you what they are. I don't remember the names of them. And I hated it. So during the day, when school would start, I would panic. I would have almost these little panic attacks because I couldn't find my way to class. I couldn't remember the combination to the locker. I was in a new school all the time. But at night, the fear would subside because I started having these dreams. Premonitions, really. I never told my parents. In fact, I never told anybody about it. It was the same dream every time. They would always open with something simple, like me sitting around at home having a conversation with some friends. And in the dream, I didn't recognize the house I was in or the people that were in front of me, the kids. And so my conscious mind, knowing that I didn't recognize it, tried to squint my eyes so I could look closer to see who these people are, because I didn't know who they are. So I would wake up wondering, well, that was weird. Who were those people? About a year later, having moved to yet another town and going to yet another school, I met some new friends, and they came over to the house. And while we were all just sitting around having a casual conversation, suddenly I had a profound déjà vu. I knew exactly what the next person was going to say, and what the next person and the next person. My premonition was happening right in front of my eyes, and I said to myself, unbeknownst to the people in the room, oh, that's who you are. That's who you are. These are the faces of the kids I couldn't recognize in my dream because I didn't know them yet. Now, these dreams became a comfort to me. And I started to play a game with myself, to see how long it would actually take from the time I had the premonition to it actually happening. What is the moral of the story? Intuitive knowing. This higher self that lives in all of us, you can call it God, creator, universe, or whatever you call it, lives outside of space and time. It sees all things, it knows all things, and it is accessible to you all of the time. Now, I'm willing to bet that many of you have had an experience similar to mine, some kind of déjà vu, or somehow, some way you just knew something. Who knew how you knew it? There were no facts to back it up. You just somehow knew something. Something in you tried to guide you to do something or not to do something. And the key word is tried. Because I'm willing to bet if you listened to that inner guidance and you paid attention, things turned out pretty good for you. But if you didn't listen, if you pretended like you didn't hear that guidance, or if you heard it and you blatantly denied your inner voice that says, don't marry this one, don't marry this one, you don't really love him, don't take that job, you're convincing yourself to take it for the money and it's not the right job for you. I'm willing to bet if you didn't listen, things didn't turn out for you very well. I can't tell you how many people have told me when I was walking down the aisle, I knew I was marrying the wrong person. Walking down the aisle. And I want to say, why didn't you turn around? Run. Why didn't you listen? Something in you always knows. Always. You just haven't learned to trust it yet. I have a strange mind. I think of things that most people don't think of. Here's something I bet you've never thought of. Every single species on this planet, from a tiny little ant to a big elephant, every fish that's in the ocean, from a sardine to a killer whale, every insect that crawls over the planet, every single plant on the planet, all of them have a pre-programmed intelligence that will automatically guide them to do the right thing, and that is the thing that is best for their survival. They have no free will, they have no choice of their own, they have to follow their programming. Now, we call that pre-programming instinct, and guess what? You don't have it. None of us do. So you got to ask yourself, why would God, the creator of all life in the universe, do such a kind and loving thing for the ants, for the plants, for the insects, for all the other animals, for giving them an instinctive guide to do what's good for them, but then leave us out of that scenario? What, do we chop liver here? What's the problem here? The answer is we got something better. You see, your creator didn't program you. It gave you the first gift of love. Do you know what the first gift of love is? Freedom. Freedom. You have free will. You were created as an individual with the freedom to make your own choices. But how will you know which choice is right? How will you know which person to marry, or which job to take, or whether to go right or left? without instinct to guide you? Are we all just wandering around here in the desert trying to find our own way, the blind leading the blind? How are we going to figure this out? What's going to guide us? Intuition. Intuition is your personal connection to the infinite intelligence that governs all life in the universe, the one mind that spins the planet and hangs the stars. Intuition is the DSL line, the direct spiritual link that you have to the mind of God, the inner knower, some people call. And that DSL line can never be severed. It can never be broken. It is eternally, permanently connected to your mind and your heart. Intuition is the way we listen to the universe so that we can rediscover the knowing that we were born with. Intuition is the voice of God inside your head. And that voice always says the same thing. Trust me. Let my heart guide you to love. Stop panicking about it. Listen to me. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do to be successful. Stop spinning your wheels. Follow me. I'll take you directly to your dream. Trust. Listen. Follow. Last story. I got a friend who's driving me nuts. Driving me nuts. I'm so tired of hearing him whine. Whine all the time. He's whining. You know what he's whining about? He gained weight during the pandemic. Oy. About 40 pounds, and he keeps whining about it. Oh my God, I'm so tired of hearing him whine. I don't feel comfortable in my body right now. I just don't think I look very good. And forget about having sex. There is no way, he said, I'm taking my clothes off in front of another person looking like this. And I said to him, do you know fat people are having sex right now? You can watch them on the internet. I mean, not that I have, but you can. Fat people are having sex right now. They should be here listening to me, but they're not. Listen, life is short, brother. Life is short, and tomorrow is not promised. Never delay your good. Never deny yourself an opportunity to love. You see, it's your own judgments of yourself and others that block your intuition. It's why you can't hear it. They get in the way of Spirit's voice. One poet said, our judgments make our intuition retreat, like a loud noise will scare a deer into the woods. You know, judgment and love cannot occupy the same mind at the same time. You're going to have to give up one for the other. So which one do you want to live with? Your judgments, your self-righteous judgments, or love? So the only question left to answer in our lesson today that's gone unanswered is, how do you know the voice inside your head is really the voice of intuition and not just the monkey chatter that we all hear? It's really easy, actually. The monkey chatter inside your head is the voice of thousands of generations of people who lived on this planet in fear and in doubt. And the monkey chatter voice always says, you should have whatever it is you should have done, and you know you should have done it. You're supposed to do this, and you better do that because everyone thinks you're supposed to do that, and you better not. And the voice of intuition is the one that sort of gently nudges you toward your dream. It's the dreamer inside of you showing what's possible. It is the one that is calling you and nudging you to live a better life and to stop accepting less. It's the voice daring you to risk everything for love. Like my new friend Iba Jeru, God is whispering in your ear. Listen to that part of you that life is trying to awaken. Listen, and you'll find your true purpose and destiny. And so ends the lesson. There is a place of peace, and it doesn't exist out there in the world. Although we travel the world and we search for a place where we can find peace and comfort and feel the presence of something divine and holy. But we've gone too far in our search because it's where we are. Let's spend some time inside now.
Breathe out, I breathe in. I am still, I go within. When I quiet my mind, in the stillness I find. Spirit meets me there. Spirit meets me there.
Let's keep our appointment with Spirit. In fear and ignorance, ancient peoples on this planet believe that God is a distant deity that judges us from on high. As we grew in our awareness of life in the universe, we stopped locating God as an external deity and learned it is an internal presence. It is the love in your heart, the best idea in your mind, the intelligence that sustains health in your body. Anything that we seek that is good can be found within us. We don't have to travel. We don't have to work hard. We don't have to apply a lot of effort or strategize. Everything good is a gift from an infinite supplier that keeps asking, you want more? Let's take a moment to speak the language of the universe. The language of the universe is silence. There is a power for good in the universe, greater than you. It lives inside of you and surrounds and envelops your presence with its love. It lives in peace and wisdom. It has everything you need, and you have a direct spiritual link to it. And because that is true, with you, no matter how it looks on the outside of your life, with you in truth, all is well. All is well. And so it is.
breathe out, I breathe in. I am still, I go within. When I quiet my mind, in the stillness I find. Spirit meets me there. Spirit meets me there.
We close our service as we do everything with prayer because we believe in it, its power. You have an affirmation that is just like mine. Would you say it with me aloud, please? I am listening to the part of me that life is trying to wake. I am ready to awaken. Let's know this together. There is power and purpose to the universe. At the helm of life itself is a pure and perfect love. We are guided by angels, unaware on our spiritual path in this life. We might have been asleep in the past and not noticed the love that is around us. Maybe we forgot the power that lives inside of us. Maybe we pretended to be small for a long time, but that's over now. We are waking up. We are realizing the source is infinite. We are realizing the truth that love is eternal and that all is good no matter what the world shows up as in the universe, and in truth all is well and only good survives. In this world, we can be in love, we can be empowered, we can be ourselves. We can be experiences and expressions of God, just as we were designed to be. Today, we have the courage to do it, and the wisdom to know how, and the love that guides us. We don't need anything else. And so it is. Thank you for your patience with our long announcements. We'll see you again next Sunday right here at 10:30 a.m. Blessings, CSL.
Thank you for watching, and thanks for supporting CSL. If you'd like to know more about us, check us out on our website or social media. Blessings.